Well, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Let's leave it at that.
Okay, because it like the whole setup here, to all you hundreds and thousands of viewers out there, is I'm literally on a couch. Daniel is across from me, arms folded, asking me questions with a very aggressive look in his eyes. So, All right, what's your next question?
Yeah. So, why did you choose your major?
So, what did I say it was earlier? Supply chain management.
Yeah,
I was testing
a lot of words. What
was the full major?
Supply testing.
No. Do you not pay attention to whatever your guests say, Daniel?
It's a problem.
Okay, we'll work on that. It'll get better. So it's operations and supply chain management.
Oh shit. That's a lot of words on my defense.
Well, it's mainly just supply chain management. I add the operations in.
Okay, operations.
Operations.
That's 10 syllables.
When you break it down that way, then how much would that cost you a month at $5 a month per syllable? 10. That made no sense at all.
It's about $350.
Yeah, $350.
About $350.
Okay, so why did I choose my major? So, do you want me to give you the real answer, or do you want me to give you like the general answer that I give people?
Do one of each and I'll have to guess.
Well, you're gonna know because it's very obvious.
Okay, then just do the real one then.
So I was a terrible student at my former community college. I did not take school seriously. It's a regret that I have. Back then, I didn't really take it seriously. So I transferred to UT. I was like, all right, I need to take school seriously. I came here with not the best GPA in the world, but I was going to improve it. I was going to get better. And throughout that whole process, I was an accounting major. I loved accounting. I was in high school. I took an accounting class. Absolutely loved it. Very, attention to detail. Loved the analytical part of it. I was like, I'm going to be an accountant. And that's what my major was at my community college back home, was accounting. Was going for an associate's. Came here, thought I was doing accounting. Found out that accounting is the only business major that I could not do with my GPA. So I had to switch. It was the only one that went off my previous record, where the other ones were just off my UT GPA thing. So I was like, well, this throws a wrench into everything, because I thought I was going to be an accountant for the rest of my life. Really glad that didn't happen. Really not my thing. But I like the analytical part of it, the attention to detail. But I want to do something that was more involved with what I was doing, more in the action. With accounting, you get to go over the numbers. You're handing it to someone. Supply chain, I get to do the numbers part of the analytical part of it, but I get to be more in the action. I get to make decisions based upon those numbers, and it's a lot more actually involved with what I'm doing. So,
okay, cool.
So that's why. Actually, I was talking to I didn't even know what supply chain was, because it's a very overlooked major.
Yeah.
And I was talking to somebody about it that was in it. And I was like, that sounds really cool. And I looked it up, and there's it was the most comparable to accounting in job placement, salary, all that good stuff, and it just seemed really interesting, and it really played to my strengths.
Okay, cool. And so how did you find out you didn't want to do not marketing is the other one? Accounting.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
See, I'm telling you, I'm bad at that.
So like I said, I found out that I literally it was possible for me to do accounting at here at UT. But it was going to take me getting a 4.0 every single semester then on. But even back at the community college, when I was getting a little bit deeper into the classes, I did really well, mind you, in the accounting classes. It was the other classes I just didn't I didn't show up, or something like that, and it killed my GPA. Anyways, I started having doubts about it, because I was like, this is really boring, sort of thing to me. And yeah, and so far with supply chain, I really enjoyed. I've enjoyed all the classes. I didn't particularly always. Once I got deeper into accounting, I didn't really enjoy the classes as much as what I am right now.
And one thing I think would be really cool if they implemented more, especially during your freshman year, is because you get internships and co-ops, but that's usually towards your upperclassmen years, and then if it's something you don't like, it's too late because you're already really deep into it. So you either have to make a big change and it's kind of, you're not necessarily throwing it all away, because you did learn a lot, but you have to basically start over.
But it's good to learn that within the first year or two versus.
Right, and I definitely think that's something they should apply to all those orientation classes, because that way if you shadow someone for a day and you see that oh, they don't do something that I enjoy,
Yep.
it'd be kind of an important thing to do.
And I think if I would have went to a more involved, like an actual like 4-year school starting off, it would have went a lot better for me. I would have been a lot more motivated and probably would have figured that out a lot sooner before I just kind of like slacked off. I was like, this is boring.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
This is slightly off topic, but did you see that one video of that one dude? So usually I'm not a huge fan of something, like, okay, we're going into politics, but this is school related, so it's all good. But basically, all I'm going to say, and this is just me, because, you know, I'm me, I'm allowed to be me.
It's about to get controversial.
It's about to get controversial, guys. So, I'd say I'm pretty in the middle in the political spectrum.
Yeah.
And so, I definitely would say I have some conservative views, but at the same time, I don't really care for the talent they have at Fox, because they're always, like, yelling, and they're bald usually, and... Not that there's anything wrong with being bald.
Oh, I'm so worried about... My dad's bald, and I'm so worried about being bald.
Oh, dude, me too. Like, I feel like my hairline's starting to thin. Like,
no, mine definitely. Like, I start getting the widow's peak.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm gonna go off. We're gonna go off to the side real quick.
Let's go on that tangent.
We're gonna get a little personal here on me, and then we can go back to whatever you were talking about, because I'm talking about hairlines real quick. So I was like, I always had like good hair, like throughout high school. I had like the Bieber hair and whatever, and like, you know, chicks dug that and whatever.
Sure.
It's cool. It was an advantage.
Right.
When I got to college and, you know, stress and everything, and I was like, man, I'm starting to like get a widow's peak here. And my mom's like, honey, you have beautiful hair, you're not balding. And everyone's always telling me that. I'm like, fuck, I think I'm balding. And it's not like super bad, but I went and I got this like medication that like keeps you from like balding. And I got it from keeps.com. They send you, if you use the offer code MTD when you're checking out at keeps.com, they'll send you, they'll give you a first month trial for free. Oh, wow. Guaranteed.
It's a great deal.
Yeah. But so I've been doing that, and it's not regressed anymore, so I think it works.
That's good.
Yeah.
Like, I've noticed, like, my hair's still here, obviously, but I've just noticed, like, pull the hair up, you can, like, see through it more.
Yeah,
it's like,
Hey, keeps.com.
Keeps.com.
Yeah.
I literally looked up, like, how to make yourself not bald.
Yep.
And there's some weird things on there. I think there's something with some sort of, like, avocados or something. Or,
yeah, I don't think any of that stuff works. Did you try it?
I did not. I did not. Good. Maybe one day. Maybe we can, like, after we model our socks, we can try it out. You know, make a full date out of it.
Yeah.
But, no, actually, bringing that Justin Bieber back onto our tangent.
Yeah, so now we're going off again.
No, so it's going off of that tangent, but going back into the initial tangent.
Okay.
So it's you know, full loop, full circle. The one guy on Fox that isn't an angry, bald, old guy is an angry, kind of younger guy with, like, he's got the Bieber hair. And so, you know who I'm talking about?
I'm not sure.
But yeah, not that there's anything wrong with watching Fox News. You know, it's good.
Yeah.
It's all right. You know, there's stuff on there that I probably disagree with.
So many people are clicking away at so many Fox News.
Yeah.
Every one of your viewers.
Every one of my viewers just clicked away.
Yeah.
But no, so he actually had a video talking about how, like, when you go to school, it's kind of like a business, not business, but it's like a what's it called when you make a plan, like a business plan. I'm trying to think of a word for it. It's like
mission statement.
Like a mission statement. I always have brain farts over, like, the most basic words. It's like when you group up with someone.
When you
business project.
Networking.
No. Let's just say business project or like a business plan or whatever. I don't know. But basically, like, you go to a school, and then the school wants you to graduate. And the whole point of going to that college is so that you get a job afterwards. That's why degrees are things, is so you can get a job. And so basically what he was saying was that it doesn't make any sense that these schools are just taking all the money, like, through student loans. When it comes to the point of getting student loans, it should be, you should both have, like, investments in that student loan. So if you end up graduating, getting a full degree, and then, like, being able to find a job, like, let's say, like, at least a year after, then you pay your loans off. Sure, that makes sense. But for those that end up getting degrees and then there's just no job for whatever that degree they got, or even they just don't get that degree, then the college should have to cover the loans because they failed. And I think that what do you think on that?
That the college should have to cover the loans if they don't get like placed in a job, or
it's kind of like if the students fail, then the universities failed, so they should also have to help out with the loans.
I think they're like I disagree with it on the sense of I feel like high school students should be more educated.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, you're giving you're sitting down an 18-year-old who has no experience, knows absolutely nothing, and like, here's thousands of dollars we're gonna give you to get a piece of paper, and then we're gonna throw us a little bit of interest on that, but don't worry, you're gonna get a job. Like, that's not how it works. Or that's how it works, but like, there's a lot of false promises, and I feel like there should be more education in like high school. Yeah. Like going towards that, 'cause I don't really talk much about that part of it. I feel like.
And then like adding on that, I really like vocational schools. I feel like that's definitely going to be the future because it's more hands-on. They actually
like the trade schools. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, definitely. And there's a shortage of it too.
For sure. And like they actually teach you things that you get jobs for.
And they typically pay for your schooling as you have a job and you're doing it too. That's a great avenue to go into.
Definitely, for sure. And like it might not always be like the super highest paid, but it's still like
you make good. It's bad on your body. A lot of like really hard work for a lot of them, but you make really good money
for sure. And like it's not necessarily just like plumbing or and there's like a lot of like
electrician. Or,
it's kind of like engineering, but more hands on. Yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely like a pretty good route to go. But even outside of that, they also have vocational schools for like cooking and stuff, where you could be a chef and stuff, and that would be fun. Yeah. So it's not just like strictly those jobs where it's a lot of strenuous backbreaking work, but yeah.
They have a lot of high schools that do that too, where you can do like your last 2 years of high school and go into like a trade and get like a certificate at the end of it.
They have it at my school, and I wanted to. My parents were like, no, don't do that. It's a bad move. And I was like,
I mean, it depends on what you go into with it. A lot of people do that, and they do it because it's a lot more interesting than staying in high school those 2 years, and they just kind of like screw around.
That's also true.
So it depends on what you're doing it for,
and like how seriously you take it. Yeah. So that kind of applies to everything, just how seriously you take it. But another thing is, I really think it should be less taboo to take a break off between high school and college, just so you have time to think, what the heck do I want to do? Because you're kind of rushed into it, and then that leads most people like will switch majors, and then that adds money and that they have to pay for and everything. Yeah.
That's something I wish I would have maybe. Well, I feel like if I took a year off, there's a possibility I would never even have went back to. And I think that's a problem with a lot of people. Like, I'm going to take a year off, figure it out. They don't end up doing anything, and they regret that later on. Yeah, definitely. But then also like, there's also really good deals with community colleges too, where it was super cheap where I went. It was like half the price of like my brother. He ended up getting basically full tuition and then like scholarship on top of that. So he's like basically making money to go to community college. And I think the biggest downside to that is it's a lot more harder to gain soft skills where it comes to like socializing and definitely organizations and that kind of stuff, which that is also definitely important, is learning the soft skills. And that affected me and that puts you in like the classroom too, affecting you in the classroom when you can't build those friendships and you're not around if you go right out of high school, you're not around people your own age a lot of the times. It's a lot of like older people, right? And it's harder to make friends in the classroom and stay motivated for it. Yeah. That'd be cool if they had like some sort of side place you go to where they just build soft skills, just like talk to people. They try at community colleges, but nobody shows up for that stuff, it seems like. Right. Because like when you go to bigger colleges, they like force it. They're like, look at this. Yeah. Welcome week. Yeah. Right? It's like they really shove it down your throat. There's like 100 events going on, and you're living in residence halls, not dorm rooms. Yeah. Orientation key, and you're around people your age. Whereas community college, or even it's different with a commuter student. I feel like at a 4-year college, but community college, you drive home, you go to work. Like you don't have that time to socialize and do things. Right, for sure. What were we talking about before that?
I think Stride Socks.
Stride Socks. Yeah. Offer code MTD is going to get 10% off.
You know, such a good deal. You know, it's summertime. You know, it's a great gift for the family. You know, if you have any birthdays coming up. You know.
What if you don't have a family? Then what do you do?
Treat yourself.
Yeah, but like, just you'd have a lot of socks and no family. You still wouldn't have. Just because you're spending money doesn't make your family come.
Have you ever considered adoption?
I actually have. So I have a shirt that I bought at the thrift store called World's Greatest Grandma. And I really want to make that like happen.
Yeah.
So, but I want to make this happen like soon because the shirt's going to wear out because it was already an old shirt when I got it. So my plan is to adopt a older child, probably 17 or so, legally adopt them, have set up something to where they have a kid, or maybe it'll happen naturally, and then I will have a sex change into a woman, and then I can wear the shirt legally saying World's Greatest Grandma.
I think you can still legally wear it.
No, I can legally wear it, but it's not true, and I feel like a poser out in public wearing a shirt. Actually, I bought a mug and a shirt that said World's Greatest Grandma on the same day, and yeah, I feel like someone's grandma might have died and they donated her stuff, but I'm going to make it happen for me. And it's, you know, you have to be selfish and you have to put yourself first and you have to do things for yourself.
That's right. No, I'm actually the definition of a poser. So you know how you're not supposed to give yourself a nickname?
Give yourself a nickname. Nobody gave it to you.
Well, I didn't know this in middle school, so I was like, oh, what's a cool nickname? And so it just kind of came naturally, you know? I was shopping with my mom at Target.
Yeah.
This is just last year. Crazy how time passes.
Wow.
Yeah. But so
we're young.
Shopping at Target. Middle school, man. It just feels like yesterday. So we were at Target, and there's this great deal. It was get a hat and a shirt for $5. It said #1 Grandpa on it. And I was like, Mom, this is $5. Can I please have this? And you can't say no to that. It's such a bargain. The only bigger bargain than that is Stride Socks.
Yeah.
But
we're not going to say it.
Too much. Okay. So, so I started wearing that to school every day. And then they started like having this rule you can't wear hats at school, and that was kind of a bummer. So I just wore the shirt.
It said World's Greatest Grandpa?
It was #1 Grandpa.
Oh, #1 Grandpa.
That's right. So
he was #1.
That became like my nickname, and then it kind of just stuck with me.
Yeah. But you're not a grandpa.
It
depends.
It depends, because if you consider, cause you know, like in fraternities, you have like bigs and littles and all that.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. But at least the process of you becoming a grandpa is a lot easier. You don't have to have a sex change like I'm going to have to.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the thing is my name is Sawyer, so I can literally probably keep my name the same.
Yeah, you have that going for you at least. Yeah. That's kind of like a neutral name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, one of the cool things is once when we are older, or if, you know, we don't have to pay for that anymore. We already own it.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
When you think about it, when inflation hits, we just saved a bunch.
I'm gonna start stocking up.
We saved a bunch of money.
I actually have multiple World's Greatest Grandma shirts. I have another one that says Grandma's House, and it's actually a really nice shirt. It says Grandma's House on it. It has like hugs and kisses and cookies and like things like that. So I wear that from time to time. Cool,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about having like some secret alternate identity? Where you
like a Mrs. Doubtfire like situation?
I've never heard of that.
Oh, it's the Robin Williams movie.
Oh, okay.
Where he like plays a woman to like see his kids.
Okay.
How do you think he's doing?
You know what I think would have been really cool?
Go ahead.
So obviously he died. And yeah.
What?
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, Robin Williams is dead.
Oh, okay.
But no, so yeah, it's a dark.
Wow.
So I think it'd be super cool. They have Will Smith in the Aladdin movie that just came out. And
is that as bad as what people were saying?
You know, I just don't think Will Smith should have been the genie, because I think this character doesn't fit it. Mm-hmm. I think if it was the Fresh Prince Will Smith, I think that would probably have been a little better. But Will Smith has kind of turned into this dude who is very chill. He's kind of like, you know, his eyes are a little draggy. He's like, yo, I'm Will Smith. Instead of crazy like the genie. And I feel like what's his face, Jim Carrey, he's out there, but the genie's also out there. They
Yeah.
both have like really crazy facial expressions. I think he would have been a really good genie. But what would have been even cooler is if you made the genie CGI and then you just copy and pasted Robin Williams lines from the original movie.
That'd be cool.
I think that would
Have you seen it? Have you seen the Aladdin movie?
No, I want to. I think everything except for Will Smith being one of the main actors is really... Because, like, the full cast is, like, it fits the description. It's not, like, a bunch of white dudes. It's,
I was just wondering if they made any, like, nods to Robin Williams during that movie or not. Like, I thought I read where they did, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Viewers, if they have, comment below under the description link for Stride Socks.
Yeah, and it won't be a spoiler because there won't be any comments. But yeah, Aladdin. How did we even get to that?
I didn't even... That's crazy, Rob.
Just straight out of college.
Straight out of college.
Aladdin.
Wait, what were we talking about? Because it was like there was some going bald, some Fox News, some Justin Bieber,
And Grandma.
Grandma, Grandpa, Aladdin. What was all before that?
I think something about school.
We talked a lot about community college.
Community college.
But like that's not where we... I think that was in the middle.
Maybe just like pause it and play back and figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Was it... All right, well, we're going to go ahead and go to a break here.
So yeah, Stride Spots. Stride Spots. We're going to commercial. Okay.
And we're back. How's everybody doing? You were live on air for 89X.
What's something cool that radio hosts say when they're back and
welcome back
to SOC
104.9 Eagle,
the Wave.
So so I started at community college and now I'm here.
All right.
And that's kind of the journey, that whole thing we just talked about for the last 10 minutes. That's kind of been the journey getting to where I am now. And what's my major?
Okay, it's operations something chain management.
It's just operations and supply chain management.
Supply chain management.
Supply chain management.
Okay. Ooh, so
is this the part where I ask you questions?
Yeah, do you have your questions prepared?
Yeah, let me get these out here.
Sweethearts.
Okay, mother's maiden name, go.
Oh, shoot.
Street you grew up on. Name of your first pet.
Midnight.
Okay, and we'll go back. Street that... Let me write that down here. You said Midnight?
Mm-hmm. Actually...
What's your email address?
Do you need a pen?
Yeah, what's your email address?
soutofcollege@gmail.com.
Let me see that pen.
Yeah.
Okay, so soutofcollege@gmail.com. You said Midnight. And mother's maiden name?
I forgot.
You forgot. Was she also on your podcast and told you that, and you forgot what she said? Okay, well, you're not giving me much to work with here. Name of the street that you grew up on? Do you remember that? Is that ringing a bell?
Dennison.
And how do you spell that?
You're killing me, Smalls.
Dennison?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I need. Thank you. So here's your pen back.
Yeah. All right. So going back to my questions, if you could just give me your social security number.
277. I'm not gonna keep going.
Shit. Were you actually? Okay.
You can figure out the rest. There's only a few combinations.
So. What? So is there anything specifically that made you decide to switch to that major specifically, or was it just kind of?
I was talking to somebody who was in the major, and I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah.
So I was like, that sounds really cool. I think he did a logistics internship or something. He was talking about that. He really enjoyed it. And like I said, I'd never heard of it before. I didn't really want to go into marketing, sales. Like I wanted to stay in the business, but I didn't want to do that.
Right.
And I looked it up. I was looking at the average salaries and the job placement rates. And I was actually just like looking at the jobs. I was like, wow, this is actually really good. And it seemed to really play to my strengths.
Yeah.
as a person.
And so, like, are you kind of looking into jobs after you graduate, like where you want to work at, or do you have any plans for that?
No, I don't know. Just taking it day by day.
Going with the flow.
No, I work at a hospital as a supply chain technician. It's not like, it's pretty basic, but it's something if I wanted to stick with it, I could move up.
Yeah.
And like into a higher role after I graduate. Not particularly what I want to do. Sorry to my bosses listening right now. I know you guys are big fans. These guys in their 30s and 40s listening straight out of college.
For sure,
Stride Socks.
Sure. It impacts everyone,
Yeah, we're making a difference here. But because I want to move somewhere not around here. Like I enjoy Toledo. Like I'm from Lima,
for sure.
But actually I really enjoy Toledo.
Yeah.
But I want to move somewhere, and supply chain has so many different avenues that you can go into: project management, purchasing, logistics. There's a lot there. Yeah. So just kind of see what happens.
Pretty open field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any like specifically? Because me personally, I'm pretty obsessed with California.
Oh, like where I want to go?
Yeah.
So Tennessee, somewhere in Tennessee would be cool. I've always wanted to go to like Washington, Oregon, like over there.
Yeah.
Maybe like Northern California would be cool.
For sure.
Colorado.
I heard Colorado's really nice.
Idaho. And probably South Dakota would be my top choices.
It's an interesting last one.
Yeah, South Dakota. Probably my number one.
So why South Dakota?
It's south of North Dakota.
Yeah, that's true. Isn't there like geysers out there or something? Or
I don't know about I don't know about that.
It's like a volcano.
There could be. There could be.
Inactive, but it's about to go off and destroy America.
Yeah.